Mark Carney is attacking the most fundamental right that all Canadians have, our right to free speech. He's treating us as though we are animals, not unique human beings. The Liberals have reintroduced Bill C-63, the so-called Online Harms Act, which is an attack on our right to speak our minds like never seen before in this country. There are two main pieces to Bill C-63 that are incredibly disturbing to free-thinking people. There is a reason that in our Charter of Rights and Freedoms, the right to free speech is displayed so prominently, is because it is so fundamental to living in a free society. If citizens are afraid to speak their mind, we no longer live in a free democratic society. The first part that is incredibly dangerous is the creation of a so-called Digital Safety Commission. On this Digital Safety Commission, 10 unelected bureaucrats, as well as an ombudsman, will have the ability to place Canadians under house arrest should they decide that a report, any citizen in the country can report you believing that you are going to commit a hate speech violation in the future. This is pre-crime, Orwellian style, hate speech in the future. And if these 10 unelected bureaucrats and ombudsmen deem it likely that you are going to commit hate speech in the future, you can have an ankle bracelet put on you and be placed under house arrest. Imagine that. This is completely outside of our traditional court system, this so-called Digital Safety Commission, pre-crime Orwellian. The second part of the bill now widens the scope of so-called hate speech to whatever the government determines to foment detestation or vilification. If you are convicted of so-called hate speech, you can face up to life in prison. That's correct. Life in prison. This is straight out of the playbook of Mao and Stalin. Carney is stealing from authoritarians. People need to realize it is a historical outlier to live in a society where you are allowed to speak your mind. In the vast majority of human histories, whatever the king says goes. Humans are not allowed to speak their mind. Now, I don't agree with liberals on 95% of the issues, but I will defend their right to my death to speak their mind. The damage that it does to people when they not only are worried about speaking, but feel the need to self-censor because the so-called panopticon is on them. They're always being watched. Self-censorship is just as detrimental as some of these laws are, and that's exactly what the Liberals are trying to do with the Online Harms Act. They're trying to get us to censor ourselves out of the worry that somebody is going to report something that we say. This is not how a civilized society can function. Otherwise, we are heading towards an Orwellian future that I don't even think Orwell could have foretold, how with digital surveillance and this mass hysteria and self-censorship would be headed here so quickly. So Canadians need to wake up, say no to the Online Harms Act. I've requested several FOI inquiries to get details into what exactly is going into this bill and how they're going to make up this so-called Digital Safety Commission. If you're interested in supporting, check out the link in my bio. I have some fantastic hoodies. Canadians are fighting back, and we are not going to shut our mouths because King Carney told us to.